So there's some details on this latest shooting. Alamosa, Colorado, is determined that a bondsman and an associate had made an entrance into a residence at 2909 West 6th Street in Alamosa yesterday, 12/08/2022, seeking Phil Lucero, a 28-year-old Alamosa resident who had an active warrant out of Alamosa County. The bondsman and an associate made entry into the residence where a struggle ensued and Lucero was shot along with one of the bondsmen. Lucero succumbed to his injuries and was pronounced deceased shortly after being transported to the local ER. The bondsman associate, who was also shot, was identified as David Heinstein. David Heinstein, 29-year-old Costilla County resident. He was flown out to a Front Range hospital where he underwent surgery, and his current condition is stable. The bondsman who is alleged to have fired shots was identified as Robert Thrash, a 29-year-old Costilla County resident. So both 29 years old, both Costilla County residents. Mr. Robert Thrash was transported to the Alamosa County Detention Center where he was booked on the following charges: second-degree murder, which is a Class 2 felony, and first-degree burglary, which is a Class 3 felony. Class 2 felony, Class 3 felony. Those are the big felonies. First-degree burglary. What are they saying he took? The Alamosa Police Department is working closely with the 12th Judicial District Attorney's Office with this active homicide investigation, where more charges may be filed. Due to this being an active investigation, no further information will be released at this time. So, who is this that's posting this? I have no idea. Bob Richards, December 9th, 2022. So, trippy. There's a couple things I want to say about this. The very first thing is there's no respect for anybody who's not a cop or a lawyer around here, or a judge. If you're a lawyer, a cop, or a judge, you'll get the respect amongst the judges, and the cops and the lawyer kind of have a Faustian bargain. One nabs him, the other slabs him, right? So I've been trying to get more respect for a process server because I saw that the Supreme Court case about this guy, you're a lowly process server, so you're making like $20 or whatever just to deliver some legal papers to some crazy person. And frankly, if you're an American in a republic, you want to be able to peacefully be able to pass legal papers to one another. And you should be happy to go to a jury trial or to a grand jury. Yes, I will gladly do my duty as a citizen in this republic. And I'd be a great juror. I'd sit there and take notes, pay attention to each and every side. I'd be fair, even-handed. So the Supreme Court case just made me think that there's no respect for process servers, even though you got this little courthouse clique that's going on. And then there was that one guy, James Marshall, got a 14-year sentence after he had agreed that, desecration of a corpse or some crazy, cluster fucking deal like that. He was a defense attorney, so even some of the lawyers aren't really part of the clique either. The judges don't want to go arrest people and put themselves in danger. So they need the police. And then the police needs the judge's judgment in order to make it A-OK. But I feel for the bondsman in this. The bondsman, I think I saw that they had posted that there was somebody that had a warrant out for his arrest. So what's he supposed to do? There's a warrant out for his arrest. What was he supposed to do? And I could see Robert Thrash and David Heinstein going to the police and saying, hey, Phil Lucero, is out on bond and he's got a warrant out for his arrest. You need to go arrest him. And they said they made entry into the residence, so basically they know where the guy is. If they know where the guy is, the bondsman, the police would know. Why didn't the police make the arrest? Why didn't the police make the arrest beforehand? How long? I mean, that's a bench warrant, right? But do you respect warrants or not? Really, warrants are kind of scary. You should probably try to execute them as nicely as possible. Did you try a summons? Did you try a summons first before the warrant? Especially if the person goes to court. But I guess this is failure to show up. So what the hell is a bondsman supposed to do? Hey, here's a bench warrant for this person who's supposed to show up, and I don't know how much the money, does he get the money or how it all gets distributed? He gets a percentage, so he already got paid for, whatever bond was out there. So there's a warrant out for this guy's arrest. This guy has some sort of financial interest tied into it, so he's stepping up and being the police officer. At the very least, he can arrest somebody as a citizen. But I feel like as a bondsman, he's kind of like, he's not just, as a bondsman, he's kind of one of them. I mean, like the defense attorney, like the process server. And actually anybody could be a process server, so anybody could start up a process serving business. Just, say charge your rate. How much? You're an adult in the SLV, you're over 18, then charge $100. I got some legal papers I need delivered. You'll make $100, passing papers out to a person, and that's it. And you're an essential part to the damn system. You need to be able to exchange legal papers between the two conflicting parties. And people being stupid and hiding over here in the bush and pretending they're not there and pretending they're not here, that's dumb. Like I said, we should have more respect for the Republic, more respect for our own institutions, and the whole point of the criminal justice process, the criminal is justice, to make sure there's a presence of justice in the neighborhood. So I'm not for sure what the guy, Phil Lucero, you'd want to go and check what are the original, he got bonded out, and if you need a bond, and that's saying that, the original charges wasn't tiny, wasn't small. So what did Phil Lucero get charged with? R.I.P. to Phil Lucero. It's unfortunate that he had got shot, but you just had an incident recently at Blanca where there was an active shooter, and then the cop stops it and he gets all the accolades in the world. Yet if a cop would have gone into this residence and they shot the guy, there's no questions asked. The cop doesn't get arrested, and no questions asked. Nobody does anything. They basically do have a license to kill. They'll, 2-week suspension with pay. They'll try to do some kind of crap investigation and then find out that the officer was justified. If they bury it before the grand jury, then they'll have to write a letter. They might present it before the grand jury. Or not, I don't know. Who knows? I don't think they presented. Well, okay. So that's the first thing I wanted to say. For some reason, the system, they only represent the 1%. They only represent the oligarchy, the plutocracy. Well, there's 46,000 people in the 6-county SLV, the San Luis Valley, right? Mineral County, Rio Grande, Saguache, Costilla, Conejos, and Alamosa. Alamosa is kind of the central, it's like the big business hub. I guess Monte Vista and Del Norte is kind of too, but I've never been to Del Norte. I've only been to Monte Vista a couple times. So you got Fort Garland there, but San Luis is a bit of a ghost town. Antonito's kind of popping, but that's it. That's La Jora's got a couple things. Romeo's got some, that dollar store. Lucero succumbed to his injuries, was pronounced deceased shortly after being transported. So was it videotaped? Is there videotape? Is there evidence of what's going on? Because if a police officer does this, there was a incident maybe 4 or 5 years ago where the lady pulled out a shotgun. She pulled out a shotgun and pointed towards the deputies, and they shot and killed her and the boyfriend, or the boyfriend kills himself. the incident in Blanc, I don't even know what the hell the guy was doing, but apparently he had 2 rifles and a pistol, and they said that they could hear bullets whizzing by, and he was kind of walking up and down and pacing up Main Street. Robert Thrash is a bondsman, so you would think it's one of the people of the system. You would think that he would give more due deference, or he would be given due deference more than just some, Joe Blow nobody, but it's almost like they just keep on saying, nope, process servers aren't a part of us. Nope, not even defense attorneys. What, a bondsman? That's not our clique either. But then, again, the cops could just be covering their butts and just arrested him, putting the charges on him. And hopefully he takes us to a jury trial, because I feel like if he explains himself to a jury, he was enforcing a warrant. There's a warrant out for this guy's arrest. And everybody knows. So there's a warrant out for this guy's arrest. So anybody could have arrested him. I mean, anybody, the citizens arresting is anybody can arrest anybody who sees them commit the crime. So you can't really arrest him for a warrant, but he's the bail bond. So that's his job, isn't it? If the cop doesn't do it, then the bail bondsman has to do it. That's what I would assume. If I had a bond out, and I would assume that if the police don't arrest me, then the bondsman would arrest me. I've seen some things on YouTube too where they kind of, check and double check with the dispatch, make sure they're, on the up and up, and they're kind of like, okay, we're here, we're there, we're looking for this, we're looking for that, we're looking for this, we're looking for that. But I can understand the police showing up to a scene and kind of seeing a dead body. There's a dead body. So there's probable cause that a crime may have occurred. And Robert Thrash, if he's got the same confidence as the dude in True Grit, they grilled him. The prosecutor grilled him. And he held up okay. Why'd you shoot over there? Why'd you do this? Why'd you do that? I had to do the thing. He's got a witness with him. There's 2 people. The other guy gets shot too. I guess after he gets his injuries taken care of, he's going to get arrested. And that's interesting too. The bondsman is now going to, he probably won't get bonded out. Maybe he will, maybe he won't, I don't know. But now the bondsman needs a bondsman. Crazy world.